Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi, yes. I was calling because I think you are incorrect
Okay. About what?
when you say that five, six, and sevens aren't able to get, or the majority of them aren't able to, get high earning men.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's incorrect, and the reason why I say that is because I have, and I'm not talking about a one off. I am around a lot of high earning men all the time, and but I will say that these are white men. I'm not
Ding
around.
ding
I
ding
don't
ding
know
ding
many.
ding 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 ding. Are you black?
But what?
Are you black?
Yeah, yes, I'm black.
Okay, so tell me the high earning black men that you are around who are married to five, sixes, and sevens, and they picked them after they were high earning men.
Yeah, I don't know many high earning black men. So,
So you want to tell me I'm wrong, and then tell me you don't know many high earning black men?
oh, so you just referring to
Well,
black men?
but
I thought
hold
you
on,
were referring to
hold
all
on, hold
men.
on.
Okay.
But no matter how you slice it, though, we can go across the board. You're trying to tell because all my clients aren't black. Are you trying to tell me that they're high earning white men, $300,000 plus, pick five, sixes, and sevens after they become high earners?
Yeah, what I'm telling you is that, like, where I live, right, I live in a high earning state. Like, I live in New York, the New York City metro area,
Okay, well
right?
then let's
And
adjust it. Then we need to adjust it for New York. See, the $300,000 that's in Dallas, Houston, and Austin. New York is roughly 268% of the cost of living. So adjust that number. You're looking closer to 800,000 for New York. I lived in Manhattan for 4 years. What do you want to tell me about Manhattan?
okay, so well, come on, the majority of the people in New York don't make eight
I'm
hundred
not talking
thousand. They
about the
don't
majority
anywhere
of people. I said the top 10%, top 5% men.
the top 10. But if you're referring to the top 10%, not even the top 10% is making eight hundred
Top
thousand
10%,
in New
top
York.
5% men. Ma'am. Okay,
Okay,
understand something.
okay, okay. I'm gonna give you
Understand
that.
understand something. I lived in Manhattan
Okay.
for almost 5 years. I give the
Hmm.
numbers based upon the cost of living 100%. Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Atlanta. If you watch my
Right.
show, I say you're going to have to add more if you're in LA, San Francisco, Boston, New York City.
Right.
So, I
Right.
mean, so
Okay.
I'm not incorrect. So, but tell me, but what you're telling me is $300,000 on a white guy
Hmm.
is roughly around 75. Well, it's not even 75. It's roughly about three, roughly $80,000 a year. If they are 80,000,
What I'm saying is that I, like, here in New York, right? I know a lot of people that make way more money than that, or are even billionaires, right? What I'm saying is that their wives are average looking. They're not overweight women.
when
I
did
will
they
say
get
that
their
they're not.
wives? Is a question.
I mean, in various points of their
No, no,
lives, some of
no,
them did
ma'am,
marry
ma'am,
when they
ma'am,
were
ma'am. The average millionaire, billionaire marries their wife early on. They don't marry. They don't marry their wives, average wives, after they get rich. Look, Bill and Melinda Gates are perfect for that. Come on now.
no, the people that
Okay, I
some
don't care
people that
about
I'm
the
referring
people you're
to,
around, ma'am. I'm okay. Due respect, man.
they
Due
already have
respect, man.
money.
Due
They already
respect,
have.
ma'am. Due respect. Um, you may tell black women or tell women that five. Are you trying to tell women that the average five, six, or seven can get a higher earning man?
What I am. This is what I'm saying. I never really got to complete my complete thought. This is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that these women that they have married are average looking. Facially, they're average. They're not
Who are you talking,
over.
ma'am? And that's when I asked you a question. These women, and I had to clarify. See, a lot of women like you like to speak in generalities. I'm just being specific. I said, you said they're white men, not black men. I said, well, what
Mhm.
about black men? I don't know many black men. All right, let's speak about the white men, the women they marry. How old are you?
I'm over
And
35.
the men you're talking about, are they in your age range?
No, a lot of them are not in my
Are
age
they
range.
younger or
No,
older?
they're
And
older.
have they been married for 5 years or less?
The majority of them have been married for 20 years or so.
So did you not hear when I said if you want to get one of these men, you got to get them where?
Yes, you're
What did I
correct,
say, man?
Kevin.
Where did I say?
You're correct. Some of them did get married early on when they were in their 20s, but a lot of them did get married after
So
30.
how?
That's what I'm telling you.
All right. You can go ahead and believe Gigi if you like to. She can't even make her own point. And my question is, are you? How old is your husband?
I'm not married.
What's your dog in this fight?
Kevin, I'm just giving you my observation
Okay,
on
you can
life.
give me your
I'm not
observation on life, but
telling
ma'am,
you.
I mean, okay, you're giving me your anecdotal opinion, and you can't even make it make sense. You came in and said I was wrong. Okay, ma'am, that's what you said. I think you're wrong. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Okay, when you say that, you need to come prepared to tell me what I was wrong about, and you can't even make that make sense.
Okay. I just what I was trying to explain to you was that many of these men, yes, some
Many,
of them got
many
married.
men. Okay, how about this? Many. Let's define many. What percentage of these men? What percentage of these high earning, high value men, what percentage married their wives later in life?
Okay, yeah, let's talk that. Okay, about 30% of them married their wives
30%.
after.
So 30%. 30%. I'll
Right.
give you 30%. Let's give you 30% married their wives later in life. But then the majority of them marry them when?
Prior.
So you want to tell women to bank on the majority or or the minority? Which
It's
one would
not
you want to tell
my
women?
point,
No, if you were
Kevin.
going to go advise women, would you advise them towards what the majority of people do or the minority of people do? What would you do? If you're really trying to help them,
I would
if
invite
you're really trying to help them,
I would advise them on what is being okay. If you want to say the majority, you can say that. But what
no, no,
I'm
I'm asking
saying
what
is
would you
that
say? I'm asking
I
you
don't
what I'm
advise.
asking you what would you say? Forget what I would say. You said the majority of these men find their wives early in life. The minority find them later. If you were advising women, what would you advise them to do?
Oh, yeah, I would definitely tell them to find their husband early on in life. Yes, I would tell
So
them
how am
that.
I wrong?
No, I say you're wrong when you tell 5, 6, and 7s that they have to settle and they can't get
Ma'am,
high
okay,
earning
okay,
men.
man,
That's
oh
what I say
no,
you're wrong
no,
at.
no. See, again, this is another some of that. Don't hurt women's feelings. Don't discourage them. All right. If you were running a matchmaking agency and a 5, 6, or 7 came through the door and she was 35, would you tell her she has a great chance at finding a man who's a high earner? Or would you tell her she has what kind of chance would you tell her she has? What percentage?
If I saw a woman, it depends on
Uh,
everything about her, how
if
she
she was
presents
you,
herself. If she's well
if she
dressed,
was you,
if she was me, if she was me with my personality, I mean, she might not be able to attract one
all
because
right.
my personality is not one of those
But
personalities
if you
that's
were
going to
going to
like
attract
wow
one, what
every
would you
single
need
guy.
to do?
She needs to be a little bit more agreeable, probably. A little
Uh
bit
huh. Uh
kinder,
huh.
softer.
So do you think? So
That's
do
what she
you
would have to
think
do.
what you're telling people is? Do you think what you have for women is more helpful, or what I have for them?
What I have for women is helpful.
I asked you a
Just
specific
because
question. Do you think what you have for women is more helpful, or what I have for them?
I think what I have for women is more helpful.
You think what you have for women is more helpful, or what I have for them?
I just told you.
You honestly believe that? Again, ladies, this is who is again, ladies. These women are your enemy.
Gotcha, bitch.
These women are your enemy. They don't want a man to tell you the truth. They want you to continue to believe in sunshine and fairy tales. And when you nail her down to even her numbers, she will lie to you. She will lie. She just lied to you twice. The math is very simple. But yet, when given a choice to be honest and help her sister, her woman sister, she's going to lie to you to be right. Avoid women like this too. Because she ain't even been, have you been married?
No, I haven't.
Not surprising. Again, no dog. Again, no dog in the fight, Gigi. No dog in the fight. You have no dog in the fight. You have no information that can help the women who want to marry these kind of men. You got.
Yes, my parents.
I don't give a shit about your opinion.
Yes,
your opinion.
My parents were married for
I don't care
51
about your
years.
parents.
I am
I
very
said
well
you.
versed in that.
I said you. I said you.
Do you know
I
why
said
married?
you.
Do you know why?
I said you. Again, black woman's pathology, shame, insults, guilt, and the biggest one, say it with me now, the need to be right. This woman is going to argue for the next hour to try to be right. When even her own argument, she undercut it. Avoid these kinds of women too. Young sisters, young women. These women are not here to help you. She came up here and told me, I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong by telling the average 5, 6, or 7 woman that she cannot land a high value man because of the people I know in my area. I know lots of guys like this and like that. Oh, but there are white guys. Ask her about black guys. I don't know any black guys. All right. They're making $300,000 or more. Find out where you live in New York. Oh, we need to adjust that up to be on the same level. Well, not a lot of people are doing that. No. We're going to stay right where it is. Top 5%, top 10%, top 10%, top 5% men. Where do they find their wives when they're average? Well, they do get them. When do they get them? How long they been married? 20, 30 years. So that means they got them early in life. Everything I said was right. But will this black woman say, you know what? I was wrong. I misunderstood. You're right, man. You're right on what you're saying and you're right by what you do. Nope. Gigi out in New York, who does nothing, does not do this for a living and has no dog in this fight, because I ask her, what does your husband think? She ain't married. And she knows why she ain't married, because of this shit right here. That's why I did this. This is what's in your ear all the time. This is why so many black women are jacked up, because of women like this in your ear all the time, telling you that these men don't know nothing. But I asked a very simple question. If there's a woman over there trying to have this outcome, is what you're telling her going to be more helpful, or what am I telling her going to be more helpful? She is willing to drive you in a ditch to be right. That's what this woman is willing to do. Willing to drive you into a ditch just in order to be right, to prove a point that she ain't even willing to bank on. Sorry. Got no time for that. I'm serious. But I'll let you go ahead and say your final words as long as it's respectful.
My final word is just this. Can you hear me? My final word to the ladies out there: if you are a 5, 6, or 7, you can
get off my phone. Five, 6, or 7, you can. You're a 5, 6, or 7, and you honestly think you're a 5, 6, or 7, and you're gonna have a chance of meeting a top 5 or a top 10%, a top 5% guy, you know the reality. And adults accept reality and deal according. They don't sit around, God gonna send it to me. See, if I flip this around and said, well, let's say you were a guy and you were just an average guy, or even a guy who was, in the top 40% of men, or even a guy who's in the top 30% of men, but he said he wanted an Instagram Amber Rose or whatever, you'd be like, You need to, what would they tell them, guys? You need to stay in your lane. Why do you think you could get that woman? The only way a guy like that could get a woman like that is that they had what? Mm-mm. I'm serious, ladies. This is why I let ladies like this come through here. I let her speak. And she would have gone on and on and on and on. Hey man, energy salute, whoever that is. You need to stop typing in all caps, man. You will continue to be timed out. Can I give examples of 7, 8s, 9s, and 10s? I gave them. I'll give them again. Just for sake of argument, go back to Good Times, the actress that played Thelma. Go back to Pam Grier. Thelma was a 7. Pam Grier is an 8. Jane Kennedy, she was big during the 70s. She is a 9. And Dorothy Dandridge, 10. You can flip Jane Kennedy, Dorothy Dandridge, and it has nothing to do with the skin complexion. It has much more to do with, Halle Berry is often thought of in that 9, 10 range too. Look, I really don't feel like arguing with a bunch of different women tonight. I really don't. I don't mind disagreement, but if you're gonna just outright lie to women, I can't. I can't have you just out here lying to women. Jane Kennedy, she was black. April, you need to mute the YouTube channel in the background.
Guys, that is the end of Kevin Samuel's analysis, and that is just the end of this color. And I think listening to these conversations is not just easy. It's not easy, right? But we have someone like Kevin Samuels that is able to sit down and debate these women night after night after night. And that is why I often give him that much of credit. People kind of ask me, why are you kind of singing praises on someone that is no longer with us? Why am I always singing praise on that? I mean, I believe that his spirit is with God. So if I'm saying good things about him and it really is that great, I don't think there's a problem with it. I just don't think so. I think the reason why people kind of leave legacy is the fact that they want to be remembered. So if this is part of his legacy and I'm remembering him and always thanking him, appreciating him for what he did, I don't think there is anything wrong with that. I mean, if I'm being honest, I just don't think if you're having mental illness, I'm sorry to say it, but I think that is the only thing I can say. That is when you can say singing praising on him is just a no-brainer thing. I just don't think it's intelligent to make such a comment. Now, talking about this lady, I think if someone is delusional, we often call that person delusional, right? And rightfully so. And so if someone is not intelligent, I think we should be able to always look at the person's face and tell her, you're not intelligent, you are not wise, you're not smart, right? Talk to me about someone that came into disagree. And Kevin Samuels granted it, right? I think one thing I do love about him is the fact that if someone is even coming, and he's mostly willing to speak with people that disagree with him than people that kind of agree with him. If you pay attention to his content, you realize that people that are always coming in with bad faith or in the opposite direction of where he's going, I think he's always much interested in speaking with those people than the people that just comes on to praise him and all of that. So I think that is one great thing about Kevin Samuels. And the point I was trying to make is if watching these kind of videos, listening to them, these women speak, and it is kind of that painful, just think of it that you are interviewing this lady or you are in your closet with this type of a lady and you have to argue with her. She's being watched globally and she's aware of it. So she should be careful that, okay, if I say something that sounds stupid, people will call me out for it. So let me try to make an analysis of whatever I'll say before I'll say it out. But she don't give a ish. Like I said, she's been on her best debate behavior and with her most intellectual senses right now, and that is what we're hearing. If you don't get a solution and someone is offering a solution and you want to just come and say you're wrong and you don't know how you do it the different way, I don't think there's a point of even him talking to you. But he granted it, and as usual, Kevin Samuels, he knew what he was going to get you. He knew very well that he was going to get you. So he granted the argument and start to question you, and you end up saying something that sounds so ridiculous. And I question these women and their PhDs that they get that they used to flaunt and brag on black men not reading at the highest level, right? Reading at fourth grade. I mean, I just kind of why these women speak, being PhDs and all that. And I kind of start to question how such a lady is able to attain a PhD. Though education doesn't mean intelligence, but I think someone to get to that level, I mean, you should have some common sense in some of the things you do say. But I realize that oftentimes when they come in, common sense is not even common to them. Why are you saying you 35 and you might not get that type of a person? And Kevin asked why, and you said because that person need to learn how to be more agreeable. So you knew very well that you're not agreeable. And that is the reality of women that are in that category, 35 going. So if you understand that if someone like you can get that type of a man, the person has to be more agreeable. Guess what? Majority of our women aren't agreeable around, especially in that range. They are not agreeable. That is why Kevin Samuels tend to talk about date earlier, marry earlier. So he is not wrong and he can never be wrong. Guys, catch you in the next episode. And if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe to the channel. Catch you in the next episode. As usual, stay tuned. I'm out. Peace.